Yo, JD here, Limitless, and as you can see, we're at Custom Grand Prix at Spa here today. And as you can see by the title of the video, we are going to be talking about how to master no assist, how I managed to learn it, and how you can get a lot better at learning it and just getting better generally at the game, which is what my channel is pretty much about, apart from league racing and just other random videos. Normally it's just about me trying to help improve people, because that's what I tried to do when I didn't even have a YouTube channel. I just tried to search for setups and tips, just how to improve it. I know in Call of Duty and games like that, they have a lot of tip videos, but on F1 they don't really see that. As we can see here, we've just been completely blown up on this turn one. But go back to the video. There's 5 things that I feel that are essential really to just get better, and things that I've done. These 5 things I've done, which really have, I feel at the moment, I feel like I'm at my peak. Almost at my peak in performance when I'm on it. Pretty much, I feel like I can't really go any faster and drive any better than I am. I think on the previous games, that last game, I was not as good as I was in this game. I know people will say this game's pretty easy, and that which really is, it doesn't really punish you. Using no assist in this game really isn't. It's probably been the least challenging out of all the games. I'd say F1 2012 for me was actually one of the harder games for no assist, but nevertheless it still helped me on this, and I'll still continue trying to help you. So tip number 1, pretty much the most obvious one, is just to practice. People who ask me saying, oh, how can you get a lot better, but then they say, and I ask them how much they play the game, and they say they only play that a few hours a week or something. Like, if you want to get better at something of anything, not just this game or anything, you've got to put a lot of time in, really. You need to practice. And for me, I started using no assists in 2012, F1 2012. Yeah, I started using no assists about towards the last half of the game, second half of the game, when I joined AOR for the first time. Yeah, I used to go in that sprint mode. Sprint mode for that races, I feel for me, is where I actually learned how to do it properly, because you keep going, the tracks keep changing. You're in random grid positions, there's no pressure or anything, it's not a league race or anything. And I just find just spending maybe a couple of hours a day, or an hour a day, even just an hour a day, just doing that, it just really just gets you familiar with the braking no assists. And also, if you do decide to go no assists, then I would just say completely, just turn them completely off. There's no point having ABS on or traction on or anything. I'd say completely just turn them off, because in my view, or in my opinion, no assists are definitely quicker. Maybe not for this game, for wheel users. I think wheel users with medium traction would probably would benefit them a lot more. But for this video, it's mainly for people who use the pad. If you use a wheel, feel free to take the advice, but I would say probably use medium traction. Everything else, I think that you could take something for this. But yeah, practice. Just play the game. Like, I used to play the game a lot. On 2012, I played a lot of hours. I don't know if you've seen my video. I think I did a video where I showed my stats of how many hours I played. It was pretty high. And F1 2013, it was the same really. I played a lot of hours in that game. I did a lot of races, a lot of sprint modes, and just custom Grand Prix, just like this one I'm in now, just dropping into a random custom Grand Prix. Just, there's no pressure at all. You don't need to impress anyone else. You just need to just try and improve yourself, and that's something I felt that has really helped me. As for the second thing, trail braking, I think this is a huge thing for this game though. F1 2014, it really doesn't apply, to be honest, because coming into this corner here, I'm pretty much completely on the brakes. I do trail brake a little bit, and if you don't know what trail braking means going completely on the brakes, and as you go down the gears, just before you start turning in, you start going off the brake. So it's about 100% brake at the start, and as you go down through like gears 3, 2, 1, you start going off the brakes slowly, just to avoid the fronts locking up. That's something for a different video. If you want me to do a video of me showing the triggers, I know I've done the pad cam video, but if you want a video of me actually just showing from the opposite angle, where you can see where I brake and how I do the throttle and everything, then to like this video, just tell me in the comments below, and I'll definitely do that. But that's definitely something for another video. But I feel this game, it's not really as important, but for the previous games, and I expect for the next game as well, because I expect the braking not to be any easier. I don't think you could get any easier this, but it should be definitely harder. And trail braking is something that you really do need to learn, because if you have ABS on, difference between ABS on and ABS off, obviously with the locking up, but ABS on just really doesn't allow you to move the car around under braking, whereas with ABS off, the car just feels a lot more nimble, really. It just feels a lot easier to change direction under braking. It just feels a lot lighter, really, the car. But I gained about half a second on the last game from actually turning ABS off. So on this game, I don't really know if it makes a huge difference, but I still believe that having no assist is definitely the way to go. As for the third thing, smoothness. That's something what really links to the first point, really, of practice. Smoothness is really important. This game, again, is not really the best example, but in previous games, if you're not smooth and you're really just being too aggressive with the steering and on the throttle, it's just really going to make the car go out of shape, unbalanced, and it's going to be just really difficult to control. So if you could just try and do what I do, really, like where I just try and practice 5 lap races, as I said in my video before, I just try and aim just to really try not to move the steering wheel as much as possible. I actually really try and focus on that. I just try and really just try and keep it as straight as possible, try and basically not scrub off as much speed. As you can see here in this video, you can see I'm really relatively quite smooth. But again, when I first started doing it, when I first started playing, if you don't play the game out a lot, you're going to be quite twitchy on there. But as you can see here, just nice and calm, really, just nothing really too drastic or anything. You can see in my pad cam video as well of how my fingers actually move. It doesn't really look that busy. It just looks like I'm just being quite calm, and that's what I find really works for me. Just taking your time and just being calm on the actual sticks, rather than just trying to throw it into the corner or anything like that. It doesn't really work for me. Fourth point, I feel, is determination, and I feel this is a really important factor. For me, you can put in the time, you can master the trail braking and smoothness, but if you're not determined to get better and just to try and improve yourself, or if you're trying to beat someone or try and get into league racing and improve, if you don't have that determination to play the game, then you're not really going to reach your peak performance, I really feel. For me, I was just so determined to try and beat the likes of XMAG, Noble. When I first went into league racing, I saw them at the top of the tree, and I just really wanted to just at least race with them wheel to wheel, because when I first started racing them, I think I told you before, I was about a second off or a second and a half off or something. So it took me a lot of time to really get accustomed to it. So I just find just having that motivation, that positive attitude, and that determination really is really important, because if you're just not really bothered or anything like that, you're just not really gonna reach your potential, really, just the absolute maximum that you feel you could get. And for the final tip, and probably the most important one, is time. If you go back and watch my videos from 2012, even 2013, when I was in the Red Bull or Toro Rosso, yeah, I was pretty good at those games, but I would say I was nowhere near the performance that I'm driving at now, really, to be honest. I know this game, as I said, is quite easy, but if I could go back to that game, or if that game was like this game again, I feel I'd be driving a lot better. Even though I had some really good results, I got some wins, I was fighting with Noble and Matty G and the likes of them, but I still feel I wasn't really at my maximum, really. I would say there was still a lot more room on the table, just in racecraft, really, and just consistency mainly. The speed was there, but it was mainly just the consistency. But I feel time, like people just expect to get better over like a month or like 2 weeks or something like that. It really just doesn't happen like that. You really just got to put in the time. It's just the same with anything, really. If you think about anything where someone has really just mastered something, or who's been really good at something, it doesn't just happen in a week or a month or something. It really does take quite a bit of time, and you just got, as I said, it just links with that determination and the practice as well. You just really just got to commit yourself to it and just try and improve. Just try and set yourself a target of a lap time or something. If once you beat that lap time, it's like a plateau and something that, for me, I was really struggling to think on this game really be like a 110 at Brazil or something. I kept on getting like 111 flat or 111.1, and then as soon as I broke into 10s, then I started doing 10s quite consistently. It's really weird, but trust me, it's really in your mind, really. If you believe you can actually do it, and once you do actually do it, then it becomes a lot easier. And same with league races, like the more races you win, the more confident you get, and at the end of the day, everything's just in your mind. And I just feel with those 5 things, if you just apply them, then you can really improve your game, get a lot better, and just really just reach your potential and what you can do. So again, if you quite a few people seem to enjoy me actually just talking over videos, but if you want me to go into more detail of the trail braking or smoothness, anything like that, if you want me to do another pad cam video where I actually show just completely just dedicated to trail braking, just let me know. Hopefully you enjoy these videos where I'm just talking over them. Had a quite good response on videos like that before, so again, I hope it's helped you. Just try and apply those 5 things. Let me know what works for you, if you agree or disagree with me, or anything else that you feel should come into it. But as always, cheers for the support, and see you next video.